Now I must say I had my doubts about this area because people describe it as chaotic, noisy, busy, ugly and smelly. But to me, those are vital ingredients for a fantastic day out. So welcome to Khlong Toei. Back in the old days, I always remember being in a taxi coming from Ceylon along Rama 4 Road, and you'd go past Lumpini Park, Wireless Road, Suan Lum Night Bazaar, remember that place, and Lumpini Boxing Stadium, and you'd come here, and then you'd go under that expressway into Khlong Toei, and it was like a different world, you know. Anyway, let's take a walk along Rama 4 Road. Well, this railway line is the same track that crosses Sukhumvit Road by Soi 1 and Soi 0. On the left here are 3 blocks totally demolished. This was once 2 thriving neighbourhoods and a market. Probably going to make way for a couple of condos, maybe a commercial development like a shopping mall, because it is right next to Khlong Toei MRT station. There we are, what a shame. Another bunch of 1960s buildings bite the dust here in Khlong Toei. It's those kind of buildings that make the area's character. I'm not saying that they should be kept and retained just for old time's sake or nostalgia, because they were in terrible shape. Just up here is Khlong Toei intersection, and on either side of Rama 4 Road, the contrasts couldn't be more different. So this is actually Rama 4 intersection, not Khlong Toei, as I claimed a minute ago. And it's where Ratchanapisek Road meets Rama 4 Road with an unfinished flyover going over the top, which we'll come to in a few minutes' time. And on one side of Rama 4, you've got the famous Khlong Toei Market, the very dirty Khlong Hua Lamphong canal. Opposite that is another market with some pretty old looking buildings that are likely to be demolished in the next few years to make way for new development. And then on the other side of Rama 4, you do have some new development that has popped up in the last 5 or 6 years. Med Park, a very high-so hospital. Next to that is the Park office complex. Opposite that is the Modena complex, a very nice hotel there as well. And on the corner, you've got the FYI Centre. Not sure what happens in there. We're going to walk up Ratchanapisek Road and take a look at the Queen Sirikit National Convention Centre. Well, if you've ever been inside the Queen Sirikit National Convention Centre, you'll know just how stunning it really is in there. It's architecturally dazzling. That's the only word I can use to describe it. Anyway, its history goes back to 1987. The Thai government had an agreement with the World Bank Group to host the 46th annual meeting of the Board of Governors for the World Bank Group and the International Monetary Fund. And 40 months, 1,000 construction workers and 100 designers later, it was finally opened for the conference in October 1991. It's recently undergone major refurbishment, and I haven't actually gone in to visit yet, but I do plan to. And last year it hosted the APEC conference, which caused a whole world of traffic problems on all the streets around here. Well, I must say, you're looking absolutely beautiful this afternoon. I don't normally talk to canals, but this is the famous Khlong Paisingtho, famous of course for the wrong reasons. I ticked this one off my list a long time ago and I vowed I'd never come back, but you can't avoid it in this area. It flows from Khlong Toei Market to Wireless Road. Part of it passes through Bangkok.The Park. So if you ever walk through Bangkok.The Park and you wonder what the terrible smell is, it could either be the dog park or this canal. Chances are it's this canal. There's been a port in this location for almost 3 centuries already, and Khlong Toei Port, or Bangkok Port as it was known in the early days, used to be Thailand's only major port. Construction began in 1938 and finished just after World War II. It was Thailand's rice boom which led to the port's construction being funded by the World Bank, and nearly all trade came through here for several decades. But even a large expansion couldn't keep pace with demand. Local traffic jams caused by huge trucks just got worse. So a new port at Lam Chabang in Chonburi was built in 1981, meaning Khlong Toei's significance as a major port started to decline. Quickest way to get across the river to Bang Krachao Island is from here. This is Khlong Toei Nok Pier, or Portong Pier, and boats come back and forward every 15 minutes or so. Cost you about 20 baht. It's a pretty rudimentary boat as well. As you can see, you're very close to the water, so it's also a bit of a white knuckle ride as well. So the only way across to the Green Lung is from here. Well, I'm not sure if you can hear it, but there's some loud music playing across the road there. And it kind of sets the scene for this next part about Khlong Toei's infamous nightlife area, or rather what's left of it. The bars where the visiting sailors used to come and party. Now, from what I read, it fizzled out sometime in the late 1980s, and there were 4 places mentioned where things like womanizing, drinking, fighting, loud music and dancing went on. How dare they? And these were the Mosquito Bar, the Venus Room, the Seamen's Mission and the Mariners Club. I'm actually standing on the former location of the old Mosquito Bar, and a couple of doors down from here was the Venus Room. These were upstairs bars, by the way. And then further along on this side was another block of restaurants and bars. And then over the road where 7-Eleven is now was another block of restaurants and bars. I'm not sure if the building where 7-Eleven is was the old one from back in the day. I very much doubt it. But you can read lots of old stories written by sailors who remember the good old days of when they docked here in Bangkok. There were always stories to be heard in the Mosquito Bar, and there were always funny and interesting people there. No one in a coat and tie, no naive tourists, just real men, sailors and adventurers who knew the world and who knew life. And together with beer, the rum and the Bangkok girls, the atmosphere was electric and could be pure magic. Well, there are still a few landmarks left over from the days when lots of sailors would be passing through here, and the Mosquito Bar and the Venus Room were in their heyday. The engineering department building here dates back to the 1960s, as does the bus depot over the road. There used to be a railway track running round the back of Kasem Road, which went directly into the port. Those tracks were lifted about 40 years ago, but this street here runs over the course of the old railway lines. And then on the bend here, this block of shops dates back to the early 1960s. It's not in great shape now, but there are still a couple of bars doing business, and as you can see, still a bit of pussy walking around. And at the top of the street, you've got this barber's shop, and they got a foreigner price here on the price list, a lot more than the Thai price, obviously. So this place probably dates back to the days when there were a lot of visiting foreigners coming off boats wanting to get their hair cut. Speaking of bad smells, I've come to the famous Khlong Toei Market, which has been here since 1962. Now, when I say bad smells, I don't mean anything rancid. It's just a combination of everything they sell here. Pork, beef, chicken, duck, seafood, fruit, veg, blood, guts, street food as well. And if you do come here, here's a bit of advice. Don't wear your best shoes, and definitely don't wear flip-flops. Interesting bit of graffiti here, the Bad Cats crew, and it makes me wonder actually, was this done by a human graffiti artist crew called the Bad Cats, and why are they called the Bad Cats? Have they had negative experiences with felines? I would like to know. Or was it actually done by cats who are actually bad, and I mean bad as in Michael Jackson bad, bad meaning good, not naughty? Makes you wonder, doesn't it? I think it was actually done by cats. They're a lot more talented than you think. There's your answer. So on this side of the market, you've got the Khlong Hua Lamphong canal, which, as you can see, it's not the cleanest canal in Bangkok. Now, it got its name because it used to come from Hua Lamphong, and it was cut back here in the late 1950s. It used to run alongside Rama 4 Road in those days, and between the canal and Rama 4 Road was the Paknam Railway, which, you guessed it, used to go from Paknam all the way to Hua Lamphong. Well, I found this lovely little park here, and it's a great bit of peace and quiet away from the traffic and the chaos, what I would call an oasis away from the madness. And we're just a stone's throw away from the famous Bangkok Post building. It's up there behind me somewhere, and that is where they moderate all the online comments, of course, but it's where the legendary Bernard Trink used to hammer away at his typewriter, writing the weekly Night Owl column. It used to come out every Friday. It was his commentary on the Bangkok nightlife scene. And there was a famous quote he used to have. What was it? Oh yeah, I don't give a hoot. There's a lot of wasteland here in Khlong Toei, as you can see, and it's all waiting to be developed. So if you built a condo in this location, you might not attract much interest. So how would you get around that problem? Oh, I've got a great idea. Well, that's easy enough. You just pretend the condo is being built in the Asok area, even though we're at least 2.5 kilometers away from Asok intersection. This condo is called Life at Rama 4 Asok, and we're right opposite Khlong Toei Market. You can even smell the market and the canal from here. And I'm wondering how much interest have they had in some of the units here? Probably quite a lot, because the prices are quite reasonable, and so they should be. We're taking a walk along part of the old Paknam railway road now. This road follows the route of the old Paknam railway, which used to run from Hua Lamphong all the way to, you guessed it, Paknam. The line was closed in 1957. Also along this road, you'll get to see the famous Khlong Toei Canal, which the area is named after. There is an alleyway here that will take you to the Khlong Hua Lamphong canal, and you'll get a glimpse at one of the many slum communities here in Khlong Toei. If you want to have a closer look, then check out my recent slum video where I looked around several of the communities living here in Khlong Toei. Highly recommended. The area is named after the Khlong Toei Canal, or the Canal of Pandan Trees as it's known locally. Once upon a time, when all this was countryside, there was an abundance of pandan trees growing alongside this canal. Nowadays there's more of an abundance of monitor lizards, but you can still follow this canal all the way from Sukhumvit Soi 40 right into the heart of Khlong Toei. Now this road follows the Khlong Hua Lamphong all the way to Paknam, and along the way you get to see a few hidden parts of Khlong Toei, patches of wasteland waiting for development, old relics of the past, as well as a row of old wooden shop houses still very much in business as carpenter stores. So this is where the Khlong Hua Lamphong meets the Khlong Paknam, another half a mile or so, and it meets the Chao Phraya River. And this is also the point where the old Paknam railway line crossed the Khlong Paknam canal, and there used to be a station on the other side there called Paknam, and the temple is named after the old railway bridge. It's called Wat Sapan, and above the entrance to the temple is a great big model of a steam train. So that's definitely a nod to local history. And on the wall, there are some carvings depicting local railway related history. Well, no doubt this is the busiest part of Rama 4 Road. You've got a couple of left turnings that will take you towards the penthouses of Sukhumvit 24 and Sukhumvit 26, Prompong BTS as well. If you go straight ahead, it's the main shopping area around here. Big C Extra, Lotus, lots of restaurants and shops. Further along, you've got the headquarters of ESSO and Channel 3 Thailand, if you watch Thai TV. But I'm on the bridge here at Kasem Road, wondering which way to go. There's more than one direction here, and it's got nothing to do with Harry Styles. In fact, if we go this way, we head towards the port, and we've got the customs building, the headquarters of the Port Authority of Thailand. But we could take a left down there, and that's the old Paknam Railway Road. Probably a bit more adventurous because it goes alongside the canal. But this is a video about Khlong Toei, so let's do both. I just noticed that the Rompo boxing gym is around the corner. I thought we'd pay a visit a bit later on when training starts. I'm on the bridge going across the Khlong Hua Lamphong canal, and from here Kasem Road doesn't really have that much to offer if you're thinking of coming for a walk around here, particularly at night. It is a bit of a wilderness, but there are enough points of interest for me to show you. So this is the Royal Thai Customs building. It opened here in 1954. It had moved from the old customs house on the river. I came past here 6 weeks ago. They had corrugated iron fencing all around it. I assumed it was being demolished as part of the Khlong Toei redevelopment plan and that it would become a shopping mall, M Quartier Customs Haiso Mall or something, but I'm very glad to say I was wrong, and it's been renovated and repainted and looks quite nice. This is Warehouse Stadium, which was once a busy warehouse with trains coming in and out, dropping off and picking up cargo. It's now an indoor sports facility, and I thought I'd have a sneak around and see if there's any traces of the past. Well, I've looked all around this stadium, and that is the only spot where you can get a glimpse of the actual pitch. They've got the sprinklers going, so maybe they're going to be training in a couple of hours, but I'm definitely not hanging around that long. This is, of course, Port FC Stadium. They are the official football club of the Port Authority of Thailand, founded in 1967, and last season they finished third in the Thai Premier League, which is pretty good going. I must confess, in all the years I've been here, I've never actually been to a Thai Premier League football game, so a bit disgraceful really. My friend Ryan supports Port FC, so maybe if I get in touch with him, he can show me the ropes. Or if anyone knows where we can get a couple of VIP tickets, that would be nice. Well, training's just winding down for the evening here at Rompo Gym. This place has been one of the go-to gyms for foreign fighters for as long as I can remember, well over 20 years. And if you're looking for the kind of backstreet, old school of hard knocks kind of place to come and learn Muay Thai, then this place is highly recommended. So there we are, that's Khlong Toei in a nutshell. I hope you found this video interesting, enjoyable, educational, exciting. Please do subscribe if you haven't already done so. Like, share, leave a comment. If you want to support me and support the channel, you can do so via the Buy Me a Coffee link on the screen, or you can join the channel and become a member. That just leaves me to say what I always say. Thanks for watching, and I see you sooner than you think.